Thanks for staying with us. It was indeed a Black Sunday at Owo in Ondo State yesterday, as unknown gunmen attacked the Catholic Church, killing about 50 worshippers during Mass. According to reports, worshippers, men, women, and children were victims of this attack by these gunmen. They were said to have been thrown an improvised explosion before they started shooting sporadically. This is a very, very sad development indeed. And joining us to speak about it this morning is His Royal Majesty, Oba Ajibade Gbadegesin Ogunoye Olu Olowo of Owo. Good morning, sir. Are you there?
Good morning.
Thank you very much, sir, for joining us this morning. And our hearts go out to the families and to you, your entire community, of what happened. Nobody wants to have this kind of conversation on a Monday morning. Our hearts go. Please accept our condolences.
Thank you very much.
We've read in the papers 50 persons died. We know that some people were taken to the hospitals. We have an idea what's happening as regards that. But in your view, could you give us an idea of what took place and what you've heard, the reports that came to you, on who these perpetrators are and what is being done to get them?
Okay, thank you. Well, the whole thing started around, I think, 11:30. I think shortly before 12. I was in the palace because my palace is sharing fence with the St. Francis Catholic Church. So I said, hearing gunshots. It started with one single shot, and some seconds thereafter, the church started was just increasing by minutes, and it was just booming. And then I was thinking that where could this be coming up? I immediately heard a loud sound, which later I learned was explosives, about two times. So then we started seeing people running from the church area, from the street adjoining the church, inside the palace, and even across the palace. So we couldn't fathom what happened, but the attack lasted not less than 30 minutes or even less than an hour. So the report I got was that one of those people that escaped the attack informed us that he saw them, and he said they were Fulanese.
Yeah.
Okay.
So and eventually we started about scores of people, nothing less than close to 50 or even more, because a lot of those who sustained various injuries at the hospital, at the Federal Medical Center, or here and at the Catholic hospital.
Right. Okay.
So,
let me get a few questions in for you. I want to get a few more questions for you. Go ahead.
So, do you know, were there any indications that something like this was brewing? Was there any form of intelligence, rumors even, that something like that could have happened, before this day?
Yes, we didn't hear any rumor or report from anywhere. We didn't hear anything, but I think just when these things are planned, those who are not part of them will not be able to get the information. That's just it. That's just it. It's a currency.
Yes.
And I believe that calls to question our humanity. Not only our humanity, and for the fact that as a nation, are we really ready to live together? Are we really ready to live together? I think the federal government is challenged to face this security problem head on.
Kabiesi.
Yes.
Yes. Kabiesi, have you Have you been able to reach any family member of the deceased? Is there anything you're doing with the government to sort of pacify those people who have lost people in the church?
Yes, we know the victims. We've been consoling them. And immediately the attack occurred. I had to call Mr. Governor immediately, who was in Abuja. So he promised me that he will be in the war shortly. And I think less than 2 hours he was here. He inspected he was at the scene for the attack, and he couldn't believe what already happened.
Right.
And shortly thereafter, he came to the palace and we discussed. So he was there to console us as well.
Right.
We discussed, the Mr. Governor is from our year.
Yeah.
So I believe that the federal government needs to do more. We are challenged.
Obviously.
Yes.
Of course, our heart goes out to your entire people once again. I'm a bit worried about security response because yes. I wanted to find out from you. You said the attack, according to the report of one of the priests who was in the attack, mentioned that it started around 11 and it lasted for over 20 minutes. Is it that there was there is no police station around? Was there any security attack on the people that were the attackers? Because they drove in, according to the papers, with a Volkswagen, and they had ammunition. There was no checks or something. What have you heard, sir?
Well, the closest station to the church is a police post in my palace. Yeah, but we don't have officers there. Maybe about 1 or 2, and they are not equipped. They are not equipped. With another station which is at the 8th Division. That's the main police station in the war. The problem they usually say is that they don't have vehicles to move around. And the other station is very close to when going towards Akure, they equally complained of lack of vehicles as well to move. So I think our security apparatus needs to be overhauled.
But Kabiyesi, the reason why we have Amotekun, for example, in that community, especially in that region, is for things like this, so intelligence. Yeah. So you are the Oba within that community. How effective would you say Amotekun has been so far in gathering intelligence from the forests to have? Because there was a time where they were almost everywhere. They knew what was going on, but this one caught everybody unawares. In your view, what's Amotekun doing to help? Because I heard that they actually chased about 4 or so people. Did they catch them? What's Amotekun doing in this situation?
Well, the Amotekun call is trying. But I believe this type of attack is beyond Amotekun. Believe you me, our forests surrounding not only Owo, in Ondo State, and even in Yoruba land, have been occupied by these Fulani huntsmen. They are there, they have settled there, and our people can't access their farms anymore. They can't access their farms. And the report we later heard was that there is a very notorious road called outskirts of the town where those people ran to eventually. That's one of their settlements. Believe me, I've been making reports because we've been receiving military officers visits to the palace often and often. I've requested severally that those forests need to be security. The security agencies need to access those forests and flush out all these legal settlers there. But since nobody bothered.
All right.
So the federal government needs to do more. I don't know. It seems primarily falls on the public or the federal government. The Amotekun call is just coming up. And you know what? They are not equipped The law, they are not allowed to carry sophisticated weapons. Those who came around yesterday were carrying sophisticated weapons, AK-47, but Amotekun cannot carry that.
Right.
If they have been so equipped, I believe our people will face them.
All right, let me go on a break, sir. I'm told I have to add the Commissioner for Police on this conversation. Stay with us, we'll be right back.
Stay tuned. Your View will be right back.
Thanks for staying with us. So we're discussing the Black Sunday that happened yesterday in Ondo State, in Owo town. And we'll be speaking with the KBC. Unfortunately, we got disconnected. We tried to call in the Commissioner of Police, who had agreed to be on the show this morning. Unfortunately, we're still yet to reach him too. So we'll open our phone lines to hear from Nigerians. You can call us on 081-270-53687, 091-390-76948. You can also tweet to us at TVC Connect. Please hashtag your view TVC so we can read it too. I'd like to hear your thoughts on what happened. Okay, I'm told that the KBC is back. KBC, are you there?
Yeah, I'm here.
Yes, I have a few more questions for you. Yes, Brian wanted to go.
Yes,
go ahead,
KBC, just to give us some form of context so people understand what this community is like. Is it bordered by a huge forest? And is it a place that is usually protected? Is there police presence usually in that area? And did it change before this incident happened, or you've just never had any police incident? I'm asking this because we know that the governor has been very, serious about making sure that the people who, headsmen who can stay in Ondo State are properly registered, and those who are not should vacate. So I would like to know, since he stands, do you think that it made you more vulnerable? And did you see any police presence to sort of protect you even before this happened?
I can't really get you. Make this place again.
You didn't hear me.
Hello?
Yes, KBC.
Hello?
Did you get her question?
No, I didn't get it.
So what's your... Go ahead.
Okay. So I was just saying that we know that the governor of the state has been very... what was the word now? Vocal about headsmen in Ondo State, the registration of headsmen and those who would not register to leave Ondo State. And I'm wondering, what is the topography of that community? Is it a community that is surrounded by heavy forest? Is it easy to access from the forest? Is it a place that's open or well guarded by police officers, before this happened, or you've never just even seen any security or police presence within your community?
Well, we have police presence. But the personnel, I think they are not enough. They are not enough, and they are not even well equipped. The town is, as you know, is surrounded by forest. Maybe while going towards Benin, going towards Akoko, going towards Akure. And our people, we have a lot of farmers. What really happened, I just really want to make a statement. That's just my conclusion.
Right.
And that needs to be investigated by government.
Okay. Go ahead.
Okay, KBC, I wanted to ask about, you mentioned the forest being occupied by herders. Can you hear me, sir?
Hello?
Can you hear me? You mentioned the forest is occupied by herders, by herdsmen, and it has not allowed the village, the town, the people that live in Owo to go to their farmland.
Yes.
So my question, sir, is that are these a new set of herders, or because I know most of this, most villages have Fulani settlements where headsmen have always stayed for a long time. So my question, sir, are these new herders? Are these new settlers? Are these strangers? Or are these different from the people that you've lived with peacefully over the years?
These are new settlers. We've been having food outside in settlers amongst us over the years. But these are just new settlers. You know, with the Libyans occurring, there have been migration here and there. Oh, sorry, the government is around. I want to please. Sorry, the government is around.
Okay, sir.
Okay, sorry.
The governor of the state is around with him, so he needs to see the governor.
All right. Thank you very much, Kabiesi. Appreciate it. I guess he has to leave.
So he's saying that these are not the same
regular
because
settlers.
even the governor has said that, according to the governor, he said these are Malians trained in Libya. So obviously it's like they have some kind of agenda. They know who they are. You know, and they're saying, and I don't know if they know where they are. They might know who they are. Do they know where they are? And what can the state governor do? Yes, he's the chief security officer of the state. But how much power how much influence does he have to actually secure the people?
So, Mara, every time we talk about things like this in Nigeria, we categorize all these criminals. So now we have Boko Haram, we have bandits, we have terrorists, we have killer headsmen, we have kidnappers. So with this particular set, is this a new force segmentation that has come in, or is it different factions of all these same ones that we have talked about? And how long have we been aware of their presence in our forest within the Nigerian boundary? Or how long have they been aware of them, you know, around this community? It's just, I can see how it's a tough job because, you know, they are like flies. You kill one, they raise their heads. But also, I feel that our intelligence is not enough. We need to be able to even have like a forewarning of what something, you know, that something like this would happen.
You know, sometimes you have intelligence, but you don't have the ability to
work on intelligence.
I
don't believe that we don't have intelligence.
Let's go on a break. When we come back, we'll open our phone lines and take a few calls. We're expected to speak to the Commissioner for Police, but now that the governor is in town, maybe they're all with him, but we'll see if we can get somebody to speak to us. Stay with us. We'll be right back. Thanks for staying with us. Joining the conversation right now is the Commissioner of Police on Ondo State, CP Oyediro Oyeyemi. Welcome to the show, sir. Are you there? Hello, sir. CP. Oh, we got told we lost the call. So we'll open our phone lines again. You can call us on 081-270-53687, 091-390-7694. You can also tweet to us at TVC Connect. Please hashtag YourViewTVC so we can read your tweet. We're very interested in speaking to the Commissioner for Police because we've been talking earlier about intelligence.
Yeah.
You know, you think that the police should have some kind of intelligence, or if they did have intelligence, who did they reach out to support? If you don't have enough, do we have CCTVs around the state? These are questions that we need to know, especially in a state where the governor is very vocal against these unregistered headsmen. We don't know they're in the forest. So these are things that he could have been an easy target, you know, because people, when governors like that are very outspoken, we had that happen in the southeast. So we can understand why he might be a target. In fact, he went to his own home state, Owo. So this could be personal, or it could be just a bunch of headsmen out there willing to kill Nigerians. So these are questions that we need to ask.
Miriam mentioned about intelligence, and I'm worried because I know that if the government wants to do something, they really do it. I do not believe that they do not have enough intelligence. I just believe that there is no political will to see this to the end. So, you know, the way the hierarchy is, you must wait for this order to be passed. You are supposed to have so and so bullets. You're not allowed to shoot. It seems like our security officials' hands are tied when it comes to matters like this. So you must wait till you get this order and that order, and we see lives being lost. I'm worried because I know that when it comes to insecurity, it has no gender, it has no name, it has no a tribe. It's not only for the Hausas or for the Igbos. It has no affiliations. It's gradually hitting everybody. It's gradually moving to every state. We're sitting down on a keg of gunpowder, and it seems like our governments are not willing. Right. I would say they don't know what to do. I believe they know what to do, but they are not willing, and we're not having the right conversations. Do we now start asking that? Okay, go ahead.
Okay, the CP is back. I need you to direct that question to the CP.
Okay.
CP, good morning. Thanks for joining us. We have CP Oyediro Oyeyemi. Sir.
Hello, good morning.
Good to have you on the show. So before you just came on, BC was talking about the issue of intelligence, because there's the perception out there that we have intelligence. It's just that we don't apply ourselves, or we don't have the equipment to do it, or we don't have any way to forestall these kind of attacks. As the Commissioner of Police in charge of that state, did you have any intelligence this was going to happen? And if you did not, what could have happened? What went wrong? Technology. Right. Hopefully we'll try to get them again.
May I conclude now? Yes. So I'm saying that I think we need to change our conversation. We need to start asking ourselves, should we as Nigerians begin to equip ourselves in such a way that we can defend? No. When you see that the government is failing to provide their primary responsibility, which is to secure lives and property, you have to sit up and ask yourself, should we start defending ourselves? Excuse me, there are countries that
America is worrying about gun battle right now. They are debating gun laws right now.
So I think you have to look at your state and work with what works for you.
This is Nigeria.
No, leave it. Leave it.
People are angry everywhere.
I know.
If you take my coffee, I just take a gun.
Honestly, no, it's true. Before they give you a gun, now when they test you, they will test you.
They never test you for driver's license. It is the gun they will test you for.
But no. Let me just land this point. If these people know that Nigerians are now equipped to carry guns, they would think twice before coming. We're just sitting down and people are being massacred, and all we hear is our hearts go out to them. We send condom. It has to get to a point where we stop all of this. You need to find what works for your nation. If democracy is not working, you use another system. Something has to be done because we're sitting down. God will not let us see evil. It's moving everywhere. I was leaving the house this morning and I was looking around. I saw a lot of miscreants. I couldn't even define where they are coming from. It's just to receive one message and doors will be locked and everybody will be dealt with. We're sitting on a keg of gunpowder. We need to do something.
You're very correct. Absolutely.
So, to do something. You know, something about this is, it's almost like if you're from the north, the middle belt, just, where my family is and everything. There are times till tomorrow where some Sundays messages will be sent to say, don't go to church. I think people are constantly living in fear. And there used to be the conversation of, won't you tell mommy to move here? And that's the truth. Now it's here. They move to here or move to there. There's no place to move to if we do not handle this quickly. It used to be the northern problem. Oh, is there a problem over there? Now it's gradually moving everywhere. And, the report we're reading, it says this is the first time the arrival of this sort of massacre happening in the south. God forbid that it's an arrival. Let's just say that it's a one-off. But we really need to do things differently. I don't know if it's about conversations, because I think we have all kinds of conversations. We have the conversation. Thank you. The policies are there. But it's just, we have the strategy. Do we have the equipment? Do we have the wherewithal to do it? Do we have the intelligence in mind and in the structure, to protect ourselves? And I feel that is really where the problem is.
So the sermon yesterday in my church was about one phrase that stuck to me, like is in my head. He said, where there's selfishness, there'll be scarcity. And we tend to think scarcity is leading to selfishness. We feel like I'm not going to share because I don't have. But what we don't realize is we don't have because we don't share. We have a mental block at the leadership level. They keep moving into bigger houses with security doors and bulletproof cars. They think bulletproof cars,
can protect
more mopos protecting them, is the way to deal with the issues on ground. Mba, it will catch you. It is coming to your door. That's the fact. Until you become selfless, until you drop the selfishness in your spirit, thinking that your children can travel out for education and other people's children are here on strike for months. Until you drop the selfishness of thinking your own door is protected, you will not fix the road, but you will buy a bigger Jeep to drive through it. Until we deal with those issues, why would we pay for 100 million naira for form? But our police stations don't have a vehicle, Murayo. Police stations don't have fuel. And we are fighting insecurity.
And why is that? Let's do the backward integration. Let's
establish what I'm saying.
Okay.
What I'm saying is, how can a town as big as Owo, I've been to Owo, how can a town as big as Owo have 2 police stations?
Only
2? No, it's not even only matter. And the Oba said, we have a few security men, but they don't have
equipment.
They don't have a vehicle, but people in that town have money. I'm not pointing my finger at leaders alone. All of us are leaders.
I'm agreeing with you. Let me tell you, I'm agreeing with you that the real problem is not just because they don't have 2 cars. The real problem is we refuse to decentralize policing. Because if I'm waiting for Abuja to give me the money I'm going to use to run the administrative, or I want to buy biro in the police station, you know what? I have to do approval to Abuja to get money. That's the problem.
I think the real problem is
the real problem,
our responsibility.
Let me take this call.
That's part of it.
We'll come back to this conversation. Let me take this call. Good morning. Are you there? John, I believe. Hello.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning. You're live. Go ahead, please.
Okay. I want to console the family from a war that lost their life yesterday. I want to console them also. And we are talking about the insecurity in Nigeria. I don't know what we can do. And also, I always pray for this nation, Nigeria, so that we can be able to have a good security in our Nigeria. Even if you want to walk on the road.
John? I was talking to a police officer sometime. He was saying that some stations get 100,000 naira for the quarter.
What will that
do? For the entire quarter, to run the entire station.
And in our mind,
so
they don't have power.
They don't have power.
We think
they don't have vehicles. They can't buy fuel. So the truth is, we need that. When the arguments of we need to decentralize police come up, and that the person say some states can't afford it too, because Lagos State can afford it. That's why you're talking about it. But some states can't. Some states can't afford. They can't afford the apparatus of a whole police security. So
that stresses the points that Tope is trying to make. That we can break it down, that this affects all of us, not provide for ourselves. So because you have the political power, you have wealth to buy your own cars with bulletproof. You don't equip the police that is supposed to protect you and other people. You focus on yourself. That's where we are going to. And I think they collect a lot of money for security.
Security votes.
Yes, security votes.
This debate on security votes has been going on for years.
Why can't we use it to equip our police? That's why I'm saying the political way, because if we're serious about equipping the police, we will still equip the police. If we're serious about equipping education, we will still equip education. Our priorities are not there because they feel that it not consign us. We are the VIPs.
My sister, Lagos State has security. Listen, Lagos State has security votes. Remember? During Ambode's time, they bought vehicles.
Okay.
Do you know that one that is back in that corner? It's dead. There's nobody there. The car is just dead. Listen, there's so much you can do, but maintaining or continuing that is a no other conversation.
Whose responsibility to maintain?
Let's go on a break. When we come back, we'll continue this conversation. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Stay tuned. Your View will be right back.
Thanks for staying with us. We're still discussing this matter that happened in Owo. And joining the conversation now is Honorable Oluwole Ogunmolashui. He's the member, Ondo State House of Assembly, our constituency. Good morning, sir. Thanks for joining the show. Hello, sir. Good morning, sir. Are you there? Honorable Oluwole, are you there? I think I'm having some connection issues. We'd like to hear from him because we're discussing laws. We're discussing how we, how equipped is Amotekun, how is our intelligence within the state?
What was his last project?
Are these private issues with the governor? I mean, these are conversations we want to have with lawmakers, with the police, with the community heads, the leaders, and that's why we're having this conversation this morning. We hope we can get him back. It's quite sad that this issue of security continues to be the debate across states because the governors seem to be ill-equipped to secure their people.
Ill-equipped. They don't have the powers. How a governor will be lamenting, there is a challenge in my state, and he can't do anything. He has to tell the
State
president.
Governor, remember? He used to shout and lament then.
Was it, what did he call it? Benue State Governor. He said, there's a challenge in my state. He can't do anything. And he would have to wait until he gets in touch with the president. The president gives the IG information. The president that might be doing 1 million other things that are facing him. The president that has many state governors also trying to resolve the same issues in their own states. When we have this conversation about security, it's perplexing that the campaign mentioned decentralizing
The government,
the police. The campaign of this government mentioned they will do it. State police, one of the promises they made that they haven't delivered till now, and in less than 1 year, they are leaving. So it's sad that it seems like everywhere you think, okay, this region still has a bit of peace.
The governor of Ondo State, his problem is peculiar. He's dealing with the forest. He's dealing with herders who are armed. These guys that get ammunition. So he's different from another state who's dealing with other issues.
Not necessarily peculiar. Because, I mean, the Kaduna State, when you mentioned this, it just reminded me of something. We know how the Kaduna State governor has been vocal about getting these people out, attacking them. And one of the things that we heard when they did attack Kaduna State or its environs would be, you have been talking, Abi, we will show you. Yeah. And I feel that that may be like a modus operandi for these people. Okay, so you, the governor in Ondo State, you have actually led the charge about the registering of these people and, you know, insisting, and insisting that, you know, they leave the forest. So when we have... it shows you that it's not peculiar, that there's a way that they are moving. So that's why my question in the beginning was, are these the same bandits all around? Are they the same people kidnapping people off trains and ransacking people's villages and kidnapping them and killing people? Are they moving from one place to the other? I should not be asking these questions. I should have an intelligence unit of my, you know, of our government that sort of, well, I hope that they do in some way, but that they now also put in place security in communities like this. I asked the KBAC about how that community looked like, because when it comes to the north, people will say, oh, you know how the north is. It's just a small settling, vast land. And so before security will get to them, sometimes it will take 24 hours. In the south, so in a place in the southwest, I know they don't have that sort of vast land and small communities within, you know. So why would something like that catch them completely unawares? You know.
So let me take this call from Adi. I'll come to you. Good morning, Adi. Are you there? From London. Hello, Adi. Are you there? You're live. Hello. I think there's something wrong with our phone lines.
Well, when you travel through the roads, you have security checkpoints. They check you. What exactly? I'm always wondering, what exactly are they checking for? Because this vehicle carried ammunition and must have traveled. They did not pass any checkpoints. Or in the north, we hear they don't attack with vehicles, they attack with bikes. This one was not a bike, this one was a car, it was a Volks. So obviously, and the question Mayam asked is extremely important. Are we dealing with one entity that has splintered into different groups and there's a command? Is there a central command?
Have we captured somebody tell us, okay, I'm different? So we don't need information.
You said something. In the technical term, backward integration, we look at how these things are playing out, and then we calculated that where is it coming from? Are they responding to one action? Why is it all the forests that were having issues? In Anambra, Abia State, where are they? Imo State, forest. They come from the forest, they attack. In the east, northeast, forest, they attack. Southwest, forest, they attack.
And why can't we enter the forest? What is stopping our own military from entering the forest? Is it not our country's forest? Why should foreigners be more comfortable in our forest than our own military? Why would foreigners know our forest better than our own military? I still don't get it.
Ade, you're there, you're live. Go ahead, please.
Yes, good morning, ladies.
Morning.
Sir. What I want to, if you listen to the head of Methodist Church that was kidnapped recently, the man spoke. I think he should be playing that play. He said that he saw a military man at the checkpoint. They took money to that person. After they released them, they were leaving. Then those who told them that they are here to take over the whole Nigeria, and they will be in Lagos very soon. Go and play the video. But nobody takes any publisher of what the man said. Now, coming to Owo is my town. The enclave of these people that our governor is describing is very close to Akiva University. Once you leave Akiva University, it's less than 2-3 kilometers. You see the enclave there, the rock, where they reside. God forbid, if they are going to the university, what will happen? So I think before we can see the end of this bandits or whatever, it will be after the exit of this present government. Go and mark it. Nothing can be done before them, but after the exit, you see that thing will go down. And that is that time. Look at my people yesterday, how they killed them, you know what? You see, it's a very sad day for everyone.
Thank you very much, Ade. There's one fundamental question. where do they get their ammunition from? How does it enter? No. How does it enter? Is it, do they fly it in? They take it to the ports? How do these ammunition get into the forest? But no, they're into the forest. How does it enter the forest? So there's so many things that we can use, because, as you say, we're going backwards now. They have a lot of ammunition with the AK-47s. And we don't even know how many.
The questions will be countries that border our country. How... Mali. You know, some of these countries are not well established. Maybe they have just terrorists just running rampage in their own countries. They don't have like a strong security presence within their country. So whatever happens there, the fallout of it reaches, Nigeria. But that's the thing. We cannot just keep giving this as excuses. We have a military, for heaven's sakes. They know these things. We are just a group of ladies just constantly asking a question. We have people who this is their job. They wake up morning and night to think about how to protect the country, Nigeria, and we're still struggling with it. And sometimes when they put them on TV, they're asking the same questions you and I are asking. They're giving the same information you and I are giving. Why are they not giving us superior intelligence? Why are they not giving us superior, things that they have done? Strategies. Why am I constantly asking the same question, and then I'll hear the National Security Advisor asking you the same question?
You're saying God will help us.
Yes. So, we're here in this country when we had that people were mining, a lot of mining going on, illegal mining, states like Zamfara and the rest. Helicopters were flying, they were exchanging, they were paying with ammunition. It's here. So if we're asking where these things are coming from, we can still start looking into that since we're tracing it backwards. Also, for states that have had this sort of rampages happening all around, we always notice that some locals work hand in hand with these people. Some locals are the ones who, give them a sort of intelligence. Are we true to ourselves? Are we really after each other's good? Let me just put it that way, because we know that an outsider cannot really come in and do as much if an insider is not furnishing an information and helping you to escape and get away for whatever you need to eat. So let's be true to ourselves. What are we doing to ourselves? The government has failed us. The question is, how do we as citizens begin to equip ourselves before it happens? That's one. Secondly, are there any locals around us that we are suspecting are giving information? We should fish them out. We should be united in fighting against these intruders. We hear that most of them are not even Nigerians. So they are coming in and they are having a way with our country. And there are other conspiracy theories that I cannot see on live TV.
Okay, all right, but that's all we can take on this segment. We have to wrap up on this, but we really await reports from Ondo State, from the police, Commissioner for Police, to know what's going on in the investigation. I know the governor had to leave what he was doing in Abuja. It's a crucial time for APC, but he had to leave those consultations to come back to his state to focus on this matter, and I just hope that they are able to apprehend these monsters and arrest them and bring them to book. That's all we can take on this. When we come back, move on to another hot topic. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Stay tuned. Your View will be right back.